What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Gooner channel, a channel 100% dedicated to the Arsenal, who, as we all know, are by far the greatest team the world has ever seen. It's been a miserable weekend. All we've talked about is VAR. We've lost our unbeaten start to the season, and worse than that, Tottenham had a chance to extend their lead over us and continue their unbeaten run against a Chelsea side who are not at the races yet this season. And sure enough, they started the game against Chelsea, got a good early goal. They were strutting. We were seeing the fighting Cockerells. But then, well, what a game it was. Chelsea had goals disallowed. Tottenham had goals disallowed. But the turning point of the game, and there are a few, by the way, because this isn't just the one game that Tottenham have lost tonight. This is potentially the start of a very bad run for them. Because Romero, what can you say about the challenge? When we thought that Caicedo's goal had gone in, and it's interesting actually, if that goal had stood, would Romero have still received his red card for a blatant penalty, a challenge on his countryman, a challenge on Enzo Fernandez, which was industrial to say the least? And with him off, Udogie on a yellow card, he probably should have gone off before. So should Romero. And, well, look, the other massive talking point here, as soon as Romero gets sent off, and it all starts to change. Down to 10 men, but insisting on playing that high line, that ridiculously high line, at the halfway line. I mean, against the team slightly more sophisticated and a little bit less naive than Chelsea, this would have been a cricket score anyway. But then when Udogie gets sent off and they still continue to play that way, it was just a matter of time. This game, well, what could you say? As an Arsenal fan, I wasn't watching it as a neutral. I wanted Chelsea to win, and I was not disappointed. Now, look, I want to say straight off the bat, I don't like to see a player get injured at all. Watching Van de Ven, who has had a fantastic start to the season, pull up with a hamstring could be a bad one. I'm saying at least 3 weeks on that kind of injury. Romero with a 3-game ban. And they've got a tough run coming up with Wolves, Villa and Man City. And they're probably going to be playing those games without Van de Ven, without Romero. Udogie will serve a 1-match ban. And then, look, I don't like to see it. I think Maddison's an outstanding footballer. And but who knows how bad that injury is that forced him off. And this is the problem that Tottenham have not addressed when they've been lording it over us and telling us that this was going to be their season, they're going to win the Premier League. You need a squad to do that. And without their key players, I would say Van de Ven and Maddison have been their 2 key players this season. Romero's been stepping up, but they're going to be without all of those. Vicario in goal, an immense performance. My big issue with this entire thing, though, is how people are saying they can be proud of their fighting spirit. What are you talking about? Proud of what? What are you proud of? They self-destructed. They went from fighting cockerels to headless chickens. Playing that ridiculous high line and Ange Postecoglou, who you have to rate. I mean, you do have to love the guy. But when he was asked afterwards what he was thinking of with that high line, he just said, we're just going to keep playing like that. That's not just naive, that's ridiculous. There is a reason why teams don't play with such a high line when they're down to 9 men. And to top it all, sorry, Miss Jackson gets a hat-trick. How does he get a hat-trick? I mean, to be fair, he should have had a couple more. And once Chelsea had worked out that you can square the ball, it was all over. And it was just delicious watching Tottenham go down at home to Chelsea because it will sting them. I hope they play like that against us. I'm calling it. Time of death on Tottenham's title challenge. It starts here tonight. And all I can say is, you know, when you've had a miserable time as an Arsenal fan, when you've watched your team go out of the League Cup, much as the Spurs fans had to watch their team go out of the League Cup, when you've seen your unbeaten start to the season go in really annoying circumstances, when you've had to listen to Spurs fans lording over you for 2 days because you lost the game, and then you get to watch them not lose a game because of a dodgy decision. There were no dodgy decisions in that game as far as I could see. And yes, VAR took too long to make decisions and they want to be absolutely right with them. But as far as I'm concerned, Tottenham have done this to themselves and now are in a lot of trouble. You know, the weekend they play Wolves and they're going to be doing it with a second string back four, which they don't really have. Eric Dyer is the big hope now. it's a beautiful time. It was a hell of a game. It was a really exciting Monday night football. Yes, it went on a little bit too long. 12 minutes of extra time in the first half is frankly ridiculous. But I could not be more happy. Short of an Arsenal win, the next best thing is Tottenham getting absolutely schooled. And their fans, who have been telling everyone this is their season, have 3 games to endure, where I think they may be lucky to get 6 points, and I don't think they will. So, thank you, Tottenham. Thank you, Tottenham, for making me enjoy football again. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments. What did you think of the game? What did you think of Tottenham self-destructing? Anyway, Tottenham go from fighting cockerels to headless chickens, lose at home to Chelsea 4-1. Miss Jackson scores a hat-trick. And you know what? I want to say that the final thing I want to say actually is about Chelsea. We can all take the mickey out of the way they are at the moment. This is a very young team without any real nous to it whatsoever. They need a couple of older heads in there. Maybe they need to dip into the transfer market. But Pochettino has got some belief in there. And whilst I do think that if it had stayed 11 versus 11, it probably would have been a battering for Chelsea. It didn't, and that's not Chelsea's fault. Great game. Let me know in the comments. And also, if you haven't yet, hit the subscribe button. Hit like. Let me know what you think. Until I see you again, be lucky.